What's up guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be showcasing a Yasuie list for V Premium. So it's pretty cool. Yasuie is a really fun deck to play. It's really good. You can apply on pressure on turn 3. Basically this deck can win on turn 4. If it doesn't win on turn 4, then it's either we lose before turn 5 or we win on turn 5. There's really no in between in this deck. It has a pretty decent defensive options, but really good offensive options. It has a really decent toolbox as well, so it's a pretty nice deck to play. This deck is a bit piece reliant, because of course your main gimmick here is superior riding into your Yasuie Tenma using your regular Yasuie. But the thing about this deck is that you don't revert back to the original Yasuie, you're stuck on Tenma. So basically you need to ride another Yasuie on the next turn if you want to do your shenanigans as well. So you kind of need that consistency as well, but we have a lot of cards to fix that issue, so let's get started with the deck profile. So we're gonna start things off with three copies of Fantasy Petal Storm Shiryuki. This card is really nice. I was debating on playing only one, but 3 is a fine number. You kind of want to see it. You kind of want to see a maximum of 2 per game. Seeing 3 rarely happens. You usually call 1 on the rear so that they get minus 5k. That's already a huge deal. Since now all of our pokers here can hit. And he also comes up on the Guardian Circle, very rarely though. He usually comes up more on the rear guard circle, but he does come up on the Guardian Circle as well. So 3 copies of Shiryuki. Then of course your main guy, 4 copies of Stealth Rogue of Revelation Yasuie. So if you don't know what he does, his first skill is once per turn, act on Van, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, choose 2 of your units and search your deck or drop zone for up to one card, which each of the same card name as those units, call them to rear, and if you search your deck, shuffle. So for example, if I want to call out another copy of Ryu and another copy of Kuninaga, and I have a copy of Ryu in my drop, I can call it because Yasuie searches drop. Then if I have a copy of Kuninaga in my deck, I can also search that Kuninaga because Yasuie also searches from deck. And the second skill is the infamous Superior Ride skill. At the end of battle, Hinate attack, discard 2 cards from your hand, ride an Ambush Demon Stealth Rogue Yasuie Tenma from your drop zone as stand, and it gets try -1. So you already have guaranteed an extra attack. However, with another niche play that you can do, you can get another extra attack. So yeah. Next up, we play your main Superior Ride target, your best hitter, Ambush Demon Stealth Rogue Yasuie Tenma. So his skill is first Counterblast 1, choose one of your units, search your deck or drop some for up to 1 card with the same card as those units, call it to rear. If you search your deck, shuffle your deck. So it has a pretty decent Van skill. It's the same skill basically as Yasuie, but he only searches deck, right? He only searches for 1 unit, he doesn't search for 2, unlike Yasuie. Then the second skill is a rear guard skill only, which is auto when this unit attacks. This unit gets plus 10k at the end of the battle that it attack. At the end of the battle, retire this unit, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and puts it at the bottom of his or her deck. This is really good. You can snipe very important key units. For example, in one match I was up against, I also used this as like a mini CFA tournament, so remember that. I used it up against Revengers. I really wanted to snipe the Rinnel because they were plussing so much. They were getting a lot of key pieces with the Rinnel, and I sniped the Rinnel. They didn't have any more soul to use for the Tartu. They've been spamming Tartu for a while now. So yeah, that's basically what happened. I sniped the Rinnel. He didn't have any way to get it back. So yeah, and also against Altmile, Tenma can snipe a Starlight Violinist. They didn't have that one grade 2 that gives the backer resist. I don't know, I forgot. But yeah, so I sniped the Starlight Violinist, so now they couldn't intercept from the back row. So that's pretty huge as well. So that board control does come up very much a lot, and it's a very important thing that we have that because it helps us destroy their formations while we get stronger. So moving on to the grade 2 lineup, we play 4 copies of Stealth Rogue of No Mask Awazu. This card is insane. So what his skill says is when this unit displays on rear, search your deck for up to 1 card, discard it, shuffle your deck, and this unit gets the card name until the end of the turn. This dude's main purpose in this deck is to get a Tenma in drop. So basically what you do is you call the Awazu, search your deck for a Tenma, call out the Tenma using the skill of Yasuie, because the Awazu is now a Tenma. So basically you search your deck for a Tenma, not the drop Tenma. You keep that later on, alright? So you search your deck for another copy of the Tenma, because Awazu is now a Tenma. That's a lot of Tenmas. So now you have a solid beater and 2 Tenmas in drop. That's gonna be very important for one play later on. And Awazu, if you so basically this deck has a lot of combo thingy majiggy. It's like it has one niche combo, and to get that piece you basically call Awazu, search your deck for that one piece that you need, put it to drop. Yasuie searches that piece from drop and calls it, and you're golden. So yeah, Awazu is just a really nice card. You can basically call anything, because of course you can search anything out from your deck, and Yasuie can just call it out from drop. That's nice. Then your best right target here is Abrupt Stealth Rogue Ryu. So what this skill is, when placed Con plus 1, search your deck for up to 1 card with the same card name as one of your units, call it to be a shuffle deck. Usually it's an Ryu. So you call out another Ryu, and the second Ryu that you call out of here gets this ability. During your turn, if you have another unit with the same card name as this unit, this unit gains plus 10k. Oops. So that's incredible for grade 2 gaming. If we get Heal Guardian, I'm gonna assume they're on grade 1, right? So that's gonna be 18. So usually we wouldn't be able to hit, but with the second Ryu it will still be able to hit, but not really for magic numbers, but it can still hit. If we're on going second and they're a Force Clan, so they Heal Guard are gonna be 20, we won't be able to hit as much, but if we get one trigger, then one of our Ryus can still hit. So that's really nice. Next up is a impalpable stealth rogue Kuninaga. So skill, if we have another unit with the same card name as this unit, it gets plus 5k and gets basically resist. So yeah, it's a poker. He's only really here to hit numbers. This deck is either for your combo piece or for you to hit numbers. So in our case, it's Ryu, Kuninaga, and this grade 1 right here, which I'll be talking about later on. So we put him on Axel, that's 19. Usually would use the Shirayuki skill, so it's obviously magic numbers. So yeah, and this even if you don't see the Shirayuki, we can still win a lot. The 5k does matter, doesn't really matter, does matter, but even if you don't see the Shirayuki, that's fine. So yeah, Kuninaga is just here to hit more numbers. Before I used to play 2 Kuninaga and 2 Silhouetta, but Silhouetta never really came up as much because it's a CB. We don't really want to waste our CB on a lot of things because 2 of these units here does use CB. So yeah, well, I just played the 4 Kuninaga and that goaded. That's insane. The numbers just hit very high. So next up, we play 4 copies of Gateway Stealth Rogue Ataka. So when this unit is placed on van or rear, it's a generic grade 3 searcher skill. And the second skill is during your turn, if you have 2 more units with the same card name as any of your units, it gains plus 5k. That's pretty much always. So you put this behind an RU, that's going to be 32. Because RU is going to be 19, Ataka is going to be 13. So yeah, it's going to be 32. That's pretty insane. Then I put this behind a Kuninaga, that's going to be 14, it's going to be 13, it's going to be 27. That's still a lot. If you're fighting against Protect and Axel, they need at least 20k shield to block that column. Then if it's behind Tenma, so that's going to be 22, 13, 35. That's still a lot. They need 25k shield to block that basically. So yeah, we just hit really high numbers and Ataka just helps us with that. That's really nice and insane. So next up, for grade 1 lineup, we play 4 copies of Wisteria Flower Stealth Rogue Takehime. So what Takehime does is when this unit is placed on van, check top 7, search your deck, reveal up to 1 Yasuie, add it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. So it's pretty important. Also, I forgot Ataka. Let me talk about Ataka one sec. So Ataka can search any grade 3. So what you can do is you call or write Ataka, check top 5, get the Tenma, discard the Tenma. So bam, you already have a Tenma and drop. That's pretty nice. Then the Takehime is just here to fix your Yasuie. So yeah, consistency. They just add a big consistency buff to this deck. So the next skill is your main combo piece. So what it does is act rear once per turn. If you have a when you're a Vanguard with Yasuie and its card name is placed, choose one of your units and call up to 1 card with the same card name as the chosen unit from your drop to rear. So this is why what I said was you call the Awazu. Awazu gets a Tenma in drop. Then the Yasuie is gonna search a Tenma from the deck, not the one from drop that Awazu put. So basically what's gonna happen, the one that you put in drop, you're gonna use it to ride to the Yasuie. Then I'm gonna assume before what you do is you attack with your Tenma first, then it retires itself, then you attack with the Yasuie, then you superior ride. But don't forget that you put another Tenma with Awazu. So now you can use the Takehime to call that Tenma from drop. You extended with 2 more attacks and you added another Axel circle. So that's pretty nice. Next up, these two last grade 1 cards are basically here for certain situations. You want to see them in that situation, but you don't want to see them all the time. This card rarely comes up, so what it does is Flute Blowing Stealth through Kadoku. So what it does is at the end of the battle, it's boosted a grade 2 or greater rear guard. CB2, search discard 1, search take up to 1 card with the same card name as the unit boosted, call it to an open rear. Okay, not open rear, but what if we're on a good turn and we just spammed everything? Remember, when you ride from your Tenma, you get an Axel. That is an open rear. So boom, you just extend it and attack again. So that's pretty insane. Although it's a shorter Satoshi Stitch skill, so it's at the end of battle it boosts a greater rear guard. Oh, it's actually in the Shadow Stitch shield. My bad, I read that wrong. So yeah, just at the end of battle it boosts it. So it's a really nice card. You can play 2, but I'm pretty sure you use the Takehime as well. It is a CB1 discard. We'd already discard a lot with the Yasuie, but it's your choice. These 2 spots are basically flex spots. The fury of this guy. Cornered Stealth Rogue Benjishi. So when your opponent's sentinel is placed during your battle at your Vanguard attack, return a normal unit from your drop zone to your deck. Search your deck for up to 1 with the same card name as your Vanguard and call it to rear and shuffle your deck. That is insane. So if you know you're gonna get PG'd. So again, let's take a look at our old play. So your old play was you extended with 2 more Tenmas, right? You have your Tenma that you use to superior ride, and you have the Tenma that Takehime called. That's 2 Tenmas. If you know you're gonna get PG'd and you have a Benjishi behind your Vanguard or just anywhere in the circle, you attack with the Tenma rear. The Tenma rear retires itself. Then you attack with the Vanguard. Your Vanguard Tenma. So the Tenma gets PG'd. The Benjishi is gonna proc. Then it's gonna search out for another Tenma. That's another 27k attack. So that's pretty insane. So. Yeah, that's basically all the main deck. Let's move on to starter. Starting Vanguard is Gomen. It's your average V starter. Heal guards will come up a lot. I don't see a point in playing 20k shield heals anymore. Heal guards are just pretty busted and broken. Here we have draw PGs, 4 crits, 4 fronts. Now, if this spot is a flex spot, you kind of want to see fronts, but you also want to see rears. So that's why I play this. However, you can get away with playing 8 crits or 8 fronts. So yeah, that is all for the deck. And this is my Yasuie V-Prom deck. It's a pretty decent deck. It's actually really good. So yeah, that is all. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.